This is Positive Moments with Jean Walters Lucy, personal growth consultant, teacher, author, and lecturer. Hello again, everybody. I'm Richard Miller, and welcome to another Positive Moments with Jean Walters Lucy. Today's topic is fulfilling desires. And now, here's Jean.
This is Jean Walters Lucy. Our topic today is fulfilling desires. Why do you suppose that people ask for things and when they get exactly what they want, they are still unhappy? Could it be that these people seek happiness through external things? Someone to love them, a new car, a house, a promotion, a thinner body, etc. Once these things are obtained, the individual has a brief moment of happiness and immediately moves on to another external desire. The illusion is that happiness can be achieved through things. Hey, that's what the ads and commercials indicate. The reality is that contentment can only be found within yourself, in a state of peace and joy that is ever present. The ego keeps us running in circles, ever seeking outside stimulus. It is our animalistic attraction to pleasure and repulsion from pain impulse. But there is a place within self that is quiet, patient, and contented. Quieting your mental chatter and learning to love is the way we connect to this spiritual center. Actually, going through this cycle of seeking and accomplishing desire so that you can perceive its transient nature is good. Because once you've worn yourself out with the empty promises of happiness through externals, you begin to consider other alternatives. People then speak of simplifying their lives and going back to nature. They determine ways to slow down and get in touch with the peaceful flow of energy ever accessible to them. They turn away from busyness and mental chatter and get quiet. This is how a person comprehends his eternal nature and experiences true joy. People seek this state of peace, and when they are ready, readiness cannot be forced, and all the running and endless desires eventually bring us to a point of depletion. That is when a person becomes motivated to turn inward. The process is a good one, and it works in its own time and on an individual basis. This is Jean Walters Lucy, personal growth consultant, teacher, author, and lecturer. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions or comments regarding this program or any personal growth subject. Email me through my website at www.spiritualtransformation.com or call me at 314-991-8439.
Jean, as usual, you've picked a good subject. We have some phone calls, but before we go to the phone calls, I wanted to ask you a question. It seems more than ever these days, people are lost in the notion that things can make you happy. It seems, despite all it's one of the oldest themes, money can't buy happiness and all
Truly.
this. Yet there seem to be more and more people buying into this than ever. If I can only just win the lottery, I'll be happy.
Don't you hear that one a lot?
Yes.
Well, it's an illusion. We've been programmed that way. If you watch television at all, even for an hour a day, you'll begin to see all the different ways that we're programmed that we need this car and we need that lifestyle and we need to be pretty and we need a thin body. We need all these things, and then maybe you'll be happy or you'll win the man of your life or something like that. And so all of us have been programmed in one way or the other, to be the football hero, or there's some kind of external look that we have to have. And it's unfortunate in a way, but it's good in another way. It's unfortunate in that, maybe these are false ideas, but it's good in that at some point when we realize that our pursuit of these things does not really bring us lasting happiness, then we begin to turn inward and find another way. And, that's why right now we have so many books out on personal growth. We have so many courses and, I teach meditation classes and dream analysis classes and all kinds of classes to help people understand themselves better and appreciate themselves. So in a way, it's really excellent. We're living in a time period where there's so many options open to people to begin to really understand themselves. And it's happening. It's really happening. But you can't, if you spend, 5 minutes in the morning just looking at the sunrise or the beautiful skies that we have or all the foliage and the trees and flowers, you can't possibly help but feel your heart full when you do that. Or look at a beautiful baby, or just be grateful for your children, or the people in your life that are loving and caring. There's so many things to be grateful for, and when we do that, we begin to start filling our hearts up again. It's a good process. It might take us a while to get there, though.
Gene, we have some calls today, and this is Erica.
Erica, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. I've been trying to meditate lately. I've really been trying to cultivate more contentment in my life, and it doesn't seem to be working. Do you have any pointers that would help me?
Well, as far as meditation goes, there's a couple things that I might suggest to you. One thing is that to be a really good meditator, you have to experience your emotions. So many times people experience their emotions by being over emotional or out of control in their emotions, and they're scattered and they're upset and things like that. But what you can do is learn to take control of your emotions, and the way it would work with meditation is to, after you have taught your body to relax, and I might go into that for a minute, but after you've taught your body to relax, what you want to do is relax your mind. The way you might do that is to remember a time of peacefulness. It could be when you were sitting at the ocean watching the waves roll in, or it could be a time, when you were just really relaxed in your backyard or something. And remember a time of peacefulness and assume that posture, assume that emotion of peacefulness. And after you've breathed a few times, to really bring in and take out that sense of peacefulness, inhale it and then let it go, and then inhale it and let it go, and get into a rhythm with it. Then focus on your meditation subject. So your subject might be contentment. And so you might want to focus on the feeling of contentment and to allow that to expand in your mind. The key to meditation is concentration. And many times people are not successful with it because they're very scattered and their attention roams all over the place. It's basically a sign of an undisciplined mind, and you have to learn how to take control of your mind. So in that way, it's basically like when a thought comes into your mind that is not relative to your meditation subject as contentment, then you have to ignore it. So it's basically, if people were walking by you, walking past you in life, and you could pay attention to every single person that walked by, or you could just keep your focus on where you're going and kind of ignore those people as they pass. And that's what you want to do with your thoughts. Does that help, Erica?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else than that on meditation? Does that give you what you need for now?
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your call.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Gene, we have another call, and this is Anne.
Anne, thank you for calling. What can I do for you today?
Hi, Jane. Being unhappy is a good subject for me because I've had a problem with depression. Right now I'm taking medication, but it doesn't seem to help. What can I do to get over this for good? I don't want to stay on medication. What would be some good changes I could make?
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, Anne, one thing I wanted to point out to you is that you mentioned that you've been depressed for a long time,
Right.
And it's been an ongoing kind of issue. But I think one thing we want to do is look at the cause of that. For instance, we live in a society where most of the time we're taught to look at what's wrong with things and what's wrong with you and what's missing, and we forget, or we're not taught to actually look at all the wonderful things that we have going for us, and the wonderful miracles and gifts that life presents to us every single day. The sunshine and flowers and just happy, people that are like to go out of their way and help, and all the kinds of pleasantries that we have. We all have homes, and we really live in a wonderful, rich country. But if we're so busy looking at all the things that are wrong and all the things that are missing in us, then we're forgetting to look at all the things that are right. So the one thing you have to do to begin to really be happy is you have to start being grateful and appreciative. First of all, of yourself. You want to recognize all your talents and abilities, and you want to look at all the things that you have going for you, your friendliness, the way you're helpful, your optimism in different situations, or just your skills and talents. All of these things are so important, and it's so easy to go, oh, well, I'm not good at that, and forget all the things that you're so incredibly good at and all the ways that you're beautiful and wonderful. So I really want you to start thinking about those things, and start your day with some affirmations, for instance. Start your day with some gratefulness. I'm thankful for my car and my home and my family, and whatever it is that you can think of that you can be truly grateful about, all the opportunities that exist for you, and to be really open to life and all the gifts that are being offered to you on a daily basis. Do you think that could help you get started in this?
Oh, I think so.
Okay. Is there any other comments then?
How do you... I'm not used to doing that for myself, so...
Okay.
I mean, just...
I know it's hard because most of us were taught not to do that, and not to give ourselves credit or not to think good thoughts about ourselves, but it's really wrong. We have to change that.
So what's a good... I mean, okay, starting with the affirmations, but then I know sometimes I have where I just start thinking about how things aren't going my way, and it just depresses me even more.
Okay. Well, you know what? When you're thinking about how things are not going your way, maybe you want to stop right then. First of all, it's very easy for us to get into a self-pity type of mode. And what we want to do is change. I mean, in other words, if you're sitting around thinking how bad things are, then get out. Go run or walk or go call a friend. Do something completely different. Change modes. If you're inactive, become active. If you're active, become inactive. But change your mode completely. That in itself adjusts your mind and switches your mind, and you have a little more control then. And also, you might want to look at your goals, and maybe you're being unrealistic with the timing on those goals. I'm not thinking that you can't achieve them. I think you certainly can achieve those goals. But maybe you have to be a little bit more loose in the timing. Sometimes we can be so rigid. Well, I don't have it right now, and I'm so mad, and yet it's coming, and it's on the way. But by our impatience, we end up sabotaging ourselves. So I would just be careful that you're not sabotaging yourself by not seeing all the little signs and things that are happening along the way that are kind of indicating that things are moving along just fine. But, in our conscious mind or in our ego mind, we want to go, but it's not happening fast enough. And so that's what I'm cautioning you about. Just maybe you need to back up a little bit and forget about your goals for an hour or so.
Okay.
And just go. Do something, playful or fun, or run or go visit someone, something like that will help you just adjust your mind. Okay?
Yeah, thanks. That sounds like a good change.
Thanks a lot for calling in.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Jean, as usual, another real good show.
Thanks, Rich. I do have one more little hint that might help people kind of get started with themselves in achieving a more inner state of calm, and that's a breathing exercise. And it's taken from Buddhism, actually. And what you do is just let your breathing be normal. But as you breathe in, you notice your breathing, you observe it. And as you breathe out, you observe your breathing. And you just keep observing the breath coming in and going out without control. And as you do that, think, as you breathe in, you're breathing in energy. And as you breathe out, you're releasing tension. Breathing in energy and releasing tension. And do that for about, a few minutes, or 10 or 12 breaths, and you'll be amazed at how much more relaxed you are, and it'll help you get more peaceful and contented. It's a great little exercise you can do anywhere, in the doctor's office, at work, or anytime you want, if you just need a little stress reducer.
Yeah, we all breathe, don't we?
Yeah, we breathe, and we can start paying attention to it, and actually it'll calm us.
Jean, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been Positive Moments with Jean Walters Lucy, personal growth consultant, teacher, author, and lecturer. If you have comments or questions on any personal growth subject like universal law, dream interpretation, intuition, self-esteem, or self-empowerment, you can reach Jean at her website, www.spiritualtransformation.com. or call 314-991-8439 and leave a message. 314-991-8439. I'm Richard Miller, and we'll see you for your next positive moment.